What's up, my fellow gamers? I'm Q,
And I'm MK.
and today we are back with interactive horror stories.
Today we shall be reading After Funeral. After Funeral is a modern gothic horror story that takes place 3 days after your son's burial. You receive messages in your computer. Those claim to be sent by your son's soul. He says that he wants to be with you once again, and he asks you to do a few things in order to be resurrected. Will you believe in the messages? Oh, that's not a question. That's like...
His name is Jonathan White.
It's right next to Dawn White. Is that us? So is it telling us that we're gonna die?
I think we're gonna die.
Seems like it's already. You need to press a key to continue.
At
Oh,
the
got it.
funeral.
Oh, we're a man. So I guess we can't be Dawn.
That makes sense.
You used to be a father. It has been 3 days since your son, Jonathan White, was buried in the graveyard of the local church. He was 8 years old. He had golden hair and blue eyes, just like the beloved man in the Carpenter song, Close to You.
I think he's
Irrelevant.
I think he's more of a Lannister.
Since your wife passed away giving birth to Jonathan, and since he has been your everything, he was your angel. What? This has to be, like, from another language.
I think it is.
The grammar is all over the place. He was your angel, now he is gone. He died on a snowy winter morning. You had gone to the market, leaving him alone at home. When you arrived at home, you found Jonathan lying on the bed, motionless. His face was covered with his pillow, choked. Police couldn't find any trace of trespassing. You clearly remember the solemn moments of Jonathan's funeral. In fact, you tried to forget, but the details are in front of your eyes, and they won't go away. The priest had intoned psalms and prayers, those you were not so familiar with or not so religious, while the lifeless body of your son laid in the church. His feet were turned to the east. He was wearing black suits and shiny shoes. His skin was pale. He was way too young for all this. You wished it was you lying there instead of him. Like the day Jonathan died, it's a snowy day in all of Ohio. There are 3 inches of snow outside. It's
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock now. You're a
Meow.
writer who has been on writer's block, who has had writer's block since that day. Well, it's been 3 days. I think you can take a break. Your favorite word processor is open in the computer. The screen is blank. You haven't written anything for a long time. It's been 3 days. I mean, I guess a week, but like, sounds like the writer's block kind of predates all this.
Yeah.
There are cigarette butts in ashtray,
Buds.
and your black hot coffee in a blue cup on your work table. You chain smoke cigarettes and consume a lot of coffee nowadays. Can you chain smoke cigarettes?
Yes.
Did you say yes or I guess?
No, yes.
Okay.
Like you literally use one cigarette to light another cigarette.
Okay. I don't know what chain smoking is. As you're sipping your coffee, doorbell rings. Open the door, don't open the door.
I mean, we are in the middle of a pandemic, so I wouldn't open the door.
That's Ohio. We can open the door. You open the door.
Oh, so
It's
bad.
Bob, your neighbor and friend. You had drunk beers and had barbecue with him for several times. Bob is a nice guy. He is overweight, has short black hair and has no facial hair. He wears a dark blue jacket and a black beanie. Hey, how are you? I wanted to ask how you've been.
Do you want to do me a voice character?
Sure.
Okay. Hey, buddy. How are you? I wanted to ask how you've been.
I'm still depressed.
Ah, I can imagine how hard it is. Never had kids, but I had a cat when I was younger. I loved her as my daughter. Then I had to bury her to the guard myself. It was tough. I know how much you love Jonathan. I am shocked like you to see him gone. I'm going to the market right now. Do you need anything?
You remember that you were out of cigarettes. Bring me cigarettes.
Ah, you need cigarettes.
Yes, that is what I said.
Maybe I'm a bad friend for doing this, but anyway, take this. I will buy myself another pack in the market.
You take the pack that has 10 cigarettes inside and thank him. How would that make him a bad friend?
Because he's giving you a pack with like very few cigarettes in it when you could. But
I mean 10 is almost a full pack.
Is it?
Yeah.
So you don't know how.
Unless they have like huge cartons in Ohio.
You don't know what chain smoking is, but you know how many cigarettes are in a pack of cigarettes?
Yeah. Ever as a kid just like played with your parents' cigarettes?
No.
Hmm.
My parents didn't smoke.
No.
So I didn't know about it.
Oh.
Okay, man. See you later.
Say goodbye to Bob too. Then he goes. You close the door and sit back on your work table. I would sit on a chair.
Yeah.
You look at the computer screen that should have been blank, but no, it is not blank. Something is written. Daddy, I missed you.
Damn viruses.
What do you want to do?
I think we should type Jonathan.
You type Jonathan ? At the computer. Then new letters get appended at the text in the screen. Whoever types it, he, she, it, writes fast. When they are finished, they form 2 sentences. I can hear you, Daddy. Talk to me. What if I prefer typing?
Right?
I guess shout, Jonathan. Though obviously typing worked since he understood it.
Yeah.
After you shout your deceased son's name out, new letters appear and form a reply. Yes, it is me. You are not a computer engineer, but you know that it is possible to hack someone's computer and put a prank on him if the computer is online. Your computer is connected to the internet with an Ethernet cable.
Pull that shit out.
Boom. You crouch down and frantically pull the Ethernet cable from your computer. You expect that nothing else will be written, but no, you're wrong. I am in the computer. You just turned your son off.
Well, I would have hoped I would have never turned my son on.
How is that possible, Jonathan? Good Lord said that I should be together with you. He said that I love you and you love me, so he sent me back. I feel like that's being a little biased, playing favorites. It's like, I'm sure that's true with a lot of people. Why wouldn't he send your mother back?
Right?
Oh? I'm so afraid, Daddy. It is cold and dark. I'm so cold here. Please bring me back. Do you want to see me once again? No, you're dead.
Sorry, bruh. mean, yes.
Find 5 candles and wait for the midnight. Bye
Okay.
for now.
We must wait for the midnight.
You have got only 1 candle at home. You'd normally use the candle when the electricity is gone, so you didn't need more than 1 candle before. Why would you not need more than 1 candle before?
Maybe he like walks around with the candle in his hand.
But like, that's... It's not gonna help you that much. Like, you should like light the whole room.
Yeah.
Or like
I mean,
the hallway.
that's what I would prefer, but I mean, also I kind of understand if he only has one.
He has the ability to get more
Yeah.
for these types of emergencies.
Ooh, ask for Bob for candles.
But what if he gets suspicious?
Then we murder him. I don't know.
You wear your long beige coat and black leather boots. You walk to Bob's house and ring the bell. After 10 seconds, Bob opens the door.
Hey, what's up?
I need 4 candles.
That's an oddly specific, but sure, I have plenty of them. Why do you need them, may I ask?
I'm performing a seance.
Ah, seances. Love it. Very well. Let me bring the candles.
He goes to the kitchen, then he returns with 4 candles in his hands.
Here you go. Here is exactly 4 candles,
You
and
thank
they're in
him
my
and
hands.
take the candles, then return home. At home, you wait in front of your monitor. Nothing happens till midnight. Then a new message appears on the screen. I am back, Daddy. Did you bring the candles? No. I mean, yes, I'd have them, but...
Wait, wouldn't he have only needed 3 candles if he already had 1?
He needed 5.
Oh.
Good.
Gotcha.
Let me explain how you can bring me back. Go to the cemetery, dig my grave, bring my coffin home.
Okay.
I feel like that's a crime.
You know what? I'm down.
Okay, we shall speak again once you bring my coffin. You know it is insane what you do, but you get prepared to get outside. You wear your coat and get outside your home. It's snowing like hell, a cold interpretation of hell. Outside, the sky has a bright purple color, illuminating the night with the help of a full moon behind the clouds. Okay, first of all, if it's snowing like hell, there's no way you'd be able to see the sky.
Right? I just realized.
It's like, hey, there's a blizzard outside, but the sky is so bright and there's very little clouds. You get in your car and start it. The streets and roads are empty. There is only one outside, and there's only you outside in this hour of night. It doesn't take long to arrive the church and its graveyard. Graveyard is covered with snow and gray mist. No lights come from the church. Either there is nobody inside or the priest is sleeping. That's good. You can't be seen while digging your son's grave. You find the graves of your son and wife. Jonathan White was buried next to his mother. There is an unoccupied area next to them. You will be buried there when your time comes. You search for a shovel. You didn't bring a shovel. You just expected one to be there.
Yeah, that's not smart.
You find it in about 10 minutes. Yeah, you get to your grave. All right, now let's find a shovel somewhere like it's freaking Zelda. Start digging. Start digging Jonathan's grave. After 6 feet of digging, you reach the little wooden coffin. You climb down, then carry the coffin up. After that, you climb up and carry the dirty coffin to your car's back seat. You've never done something this bizarre before.
So wait, if you just dug 6 feet and you reach the coffin, why would you climb down to the coffin? You already have to be in the hole digging.
Well, I don't know.
A little weird, but okay.
After you reach home, you get off your car and carry the coffin home. Luckily, there's nobody around. You drag the coffin to your living room's center. You don't care about the floor getting dirty with soil. Performing a seance, that's the least of your worries. Thank you, Daddy gets written on the screen. Now put the candles around my coffin like a star.
I don't think it's the sun anymore.
Why?
I think it's the devil.
I'm pretty sure the devil would have a different shape. I think you need more candles for the devil.
True.
You carefully place the candles around the coffin, making it the shape of a star. You light them with your lighter. Now read these aloud, Daddy. A lonely goat on a mountain, he is thirsty. Thirsty for humanly love and affection, I shall give him the water. Yep. That's what it was. And the coffin starts to shake.
Oh, please let a goat jump out of it.
I know, right? What if he's a goat boy? The coffin's lid gets opened slowly. You see Jonathan opening the lid and raising up. He would not be able to open it himself, like from the inside. His skin is pale, almost white. You can smell the rot of his undead corpse. He is wearing that black suit you couldn't forget. He stands on his feet and smiles at you when he steps outside the coffin away from you without saying anything. He does something you wouldn't expect from dead. He dances with joy. After half a minute, he stops dancing, stares at you. His eyes are still blue. Take me in your arms, Daddy, take me to the bathroom. I want to show you something. It is impossible not to obey what he says. You feel his presence dominating the room, overwhelming you, and it's impossible to say no. You crouch down and take him in your arms. You carry him to the bathroom. You bring him to the dark bathroom. You turn on the light and get horrified by what you see in the mirror. The boy's reflection is different. His skin is burnt like coal. Jonathan had an innocent and handsome face, but the face you see is so far from being pleasant. It is like a really old man's face, who is also very ugly, and he has no hair. I always wanted a daddy like you, says the eldritch abomination you hold in your arms. The end.
Oh.
I mean, I guess.
Do we want to go back in and do anything? Like, try to do for like a different ending?
Didn't we do that last time?
I think so.
Let's do it. Let's,
We'll just kind of skip through.
Yeah.
Don't open the door.
The doorbell rings once again, but you don't respond. It's probably Bob, your neighbor and friend. Feel an urge to wash your face. Despite the cold day, your face somehow got sweaty. After washing your face, you look at your reflection in the mirror. You notice that your eyes got red, mostly because of crying and being sleepless. You use sleeping pills, but they don't always work. Turn back to your work table. Let's just turn it off.
Mm-hmm.
You turn off the computer and the monitor screen goes black. Then nothing else appears on the screen. You don't find anything to write in your novel. So how are you supposed to write? Yeah, you don't need to turn on the computer once again. And yes, also the text disturbed you. You don't experience anything supernatural during the rest of the day. At night, you take your sleeping pills and fall asleep. You are having a vivid dream. You see Jonathan in a garden with green grass and colorful flowers. He runs around with happiness and angels. There are white-dressed angels around him. Everyone is smiling. You're not part of this dream. Jonathan doesn't see you, but you are still content with seeing him happy in this Eden. He was always a benevolent boy after all. He deserved to go to heaven. You wake up to the sound of the doorbell's ring. You take a look at the clock. It's 10 a.m. You hear your slippers. Oh. You wear your slippers and open the door. It's Bob. Hello, I need to show you something. He holds a newspaper in his hand. There's anxiety on his face. You take the newspaper. It's Ohio's local paper. Another kid choked to death. Officers are investigating the curious case of repeated deaths of kids in the state. Yesterday night, 6-year-old boy Kevin Madsen was found dead in his bed by his parents. His face was covered with his pillow. What makes this interesting for officers is this is the 7th time a boy died this way this month in Ohio. Recently, 8 years old. Jonathan White also died. Blah, blah, blah. Sheriff Wolcott states that he finds the recent events quite interesting. So there's 7. And now they're like, oh, this is interesting. And also name his son randomly.
Right.
Like, there's 7 other kids, but also Jonathan White.
Well, it says like
Crazy.
Recently. In Ohio recently.
It's
so
talking
like
about it
recent.
like within a month.
Yeah.
Like 7 kids within a month.
Yeah, I think they should have after the second. Oh.
What the fuck? This story sucks.
Yeah, that was a pretty terrible
They
story.
weren't even like.
At least the doll was good.
Nothing happened.
The doll was good. After funeral, sucked. Well, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on UK. Don't forget.